This episode is brought to you by Amazon Prime. There's nothing sweeter than baking cookies during the holidays. With Prime, I get all my ingredients delivered right to my door, fast and free, no last-minute store trips needed. And of course, I blast my favorite holiday playlist on Amazon Music. It's the ultimate soundtrack for creating unforgettable memories. From streaming to shopping, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into.
Baby Eldrazi, baby Eldrazi, baby Eldrazi, baby Eldrazi. I just got a bachelor's degree in philosophy, and this is exactly what I'm doing. Welcome back to the Distract Me Please podcast. I'm your host, Brianna Silva, and today I am sitting here by myself, 1 degree hotter. Ooh, you know she had to do it. Ooh, you know I had to do it to him. You know we rockin' to it. So do it. Bounce with it, drop with it, lean with it, rock with it, snap with it. All my fellas drop their hats with it. I don't know these lyrics. You know them girls be rockin' to it. So do it. Whoa. Should we start posting on YouTube now? We really could. I honestly really could. I could post a video on Spotify and on YouTube. Like, we really could commit to that. We really could. Like, if I'm going to be sitting here and editing, new video podcast. I'm so used to staring at my computer. So I have a new camera. Hey guys. We'll talk about the attire. Okay, we have so much to cover. We have so much to talk about. Because first of all, I graduated from Texas A&M. That's so weird to say. I am officially an alumni of the Texas A&M University, home of the Brittany Broski. Hi, I'm from Broski Nation. Hey, Brittany. So I just have to ask, how does the Aggie Network get me in contact with Brittany Broski? Ain't nobody. And look at that. Look, she got the jewelry on. How does the Aggie Network get me in contact with Brittany Broski? How does the Aggie Network allow me to go on Royal Court and be with Brittany Broski and promote my podcast? How does the Aggie Network do that, babes? I would like to know. But all this to say, I have a new camera for this podcast, and I was able to do this with the funds of my podcast. And I just want to thank everyone who ever's listened to this podcast, everyone who's just been nosy and decided to tune in, anyone who needed a new podcast and decided to tune in, everyone who listened and said, I hate this girl, and clogged out. I just want to say thank you, and I just want to praise him forever and ever for all. I'm so done. We rockin' to it, so do it, whoa. If you are new here to this podcast, there will be a lot of singing. And honestly, at this point, I think I need to start putting it in the intro that there will always be a lot of singing. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, there will always be a lot of singing. I don't know why I think I'm a singer, but I think I'm a singer. I think I'm a star. When I was a kid, I actually wanted to be a singer for so long. And I just never did. I realized I didn't have talent. I was in choir. I thought one day I'm going to be a pop star. I thought I was going to be on stage singing nationally, babes. I thought I was going to be on stage singing globally. And then one day I took a hard, long look in the mirror, aka I joined dance in 7th grade. And I realized I like dance more than I like choir. And I remember I even had a choir teacher who told me that I would regret that in 5th grade. And I love that choir teacher. Miss Jones, I don't know if you still teach choir, but you made my life, girl. You did. You made my life. And she was like, everyone who always, oh no, was that Miss Castillo? No, it was Miss Jones, because it was from 6th grade to 7th grade, and 7th grade is when I was in Pride Dance. Well, I wasn't in Pride Dancers, but I finally had the option to do dance. And she was like, everyone who moves on to dance regrets it, and they want to join choir so badly, and y'all will regret it. Don't do it. Don't join dance. And the first thing I did was sign up for dance. I forgot I had enough room on my schedule to be able to be in a dance period and in a choir period, I'm pretty sure. And so it was a nice transition out. And because, oh my God, how did I do both? Both of them. how did I do both? I remember there was a period where I was doing both of them. And I was able to do it because I didn't have so many obligations and responsibilities and one of them, so I could do one of them more. I really want to say it was because I didn't have a lot of responsibilities and obligations in dance. So it was easier to focus on choir, all while still focusing on school. But either way, after doing that, then I just went ahead and full sended into dance. And it was the best decision of my life. And I need to remember to look at the damn camera and not my computer. Because if y'all have been around for a while, you know that I was filming off of my computer for so long. Like, only audio on my computer. And then when I would do videos, it would still be on my computer camera. And so now having a camera, I'm trying to like readjust my focus from my computer to my camera. Like, I need to change my center of focus. Anyways, girl. So yeah, then I switched to dance. And that's when I still felt like I was talented in choir, but I enjoyed dance more. And then as I enjoyed dance more and I stopped practicing my vocals and stopped warming them up and started treating them like crap because I was in dance and I never had to open my mouth, I was like, oh, I'm not talented in singing. Hey, I was pretty average and I sung with a group of people, so I sounded amazing every single time. That's all it was. That's all it was. And now we're here. Now I'm just an average singer. Now I'm just an average singer. And I sing on a podcast mic because I have a podcast. So let's talk about the attire. Brianna, why are you dressed like this? Because yesterday was my graduation. Yesterday I walked the stage as an Aggie and I got to hear my name called for receiving a bachelor's in philosophy. And it was a moment that I never thought I would get to. And I just have such bad self-doubts that today I even had to have like do positive affirmations for thinking, because just growing up, I just never had any voices around me to tell me that I can do it, that I can do better, that things will work out, that, you know, to always move forward, to always be in a positive mindset. I had more people with negative voices. So I feel like it's very normal to have a very harsh inner monologue. And so that's why it's kind of nice, especially as you're growing up as a kid, to have people around you with, I also have a face mask on, which I will literally show y'all the face mask. It's magnificent. Magnificent. Whatever. But I think it's very normal as a kid to have an inner dialogue and a bad inner dialogue. And so to have people around you as a child who are lifting you up, telling you you're doing good, who's praising you, which is why I know people always want to get onto the whole participation trophies of like, you participated, here's a trophy. And they get so mad at that, but it's literally children. You need people around you as a child to constantly say how amazing you are, because you're going to get old enough and life's going to do that to you. Life's going to tell you you are nothing, and you need to have just such a stable foundation of I am that bitch and no one's going to talk to me like that for you to move through life with the will strong enough to constantly stand up for yourself, because you don't simply get things for being great. You get things by telling people and reaffirming how great you are, you know, like, and of course that doesn't work in every which way, but that is like the only way to get through life, is constantly being your biggest advocate. Of course, your friends, your family, your loved ones, your partner can always be your biggest supporters. They can always be the ones cheering on for you. They can be the people who want to stick up for you, but at the end of the day, you have to stick up for yourself. You have to be your biggest advocate. When your doctor's telling you one thing, but you know in your gut that it's something else, because yes, your doctor has a degree from med school, but also you're the person who lives in this body every day. So even though your doctor is like, hey, that's normal, you know for yourself that that is not normal, and it is something that has changed, and you need to advocate. And then you need to go and get a second opinion from a different doctor, and then maybe even a third. I'm realizing more and more that I don't think I have the best doctors, and I think I need to switch to a different doctor. I have this doctor from my mom's recommendation, and she's a really sweet lady, but I don't think she listens to me. And same thing with my dentist. I think I need a new Damn. Okay, fridge. We need to name my fridge. I like her. But yeah, I also really love my dentist. He's a really nice person, but I think I need a different dentist because there's been multiple times that I've walked in and I've said something is wrong, and both of these people in these professions have not listened to me because I know it's like, okay, well, this is the normal, this is the common thing, and I'm just like, but I don't think this is my normal common response, and then I have to like figure it out on my own. And then later on I find out that I was like freaking right, but like it is what it is. Like they don't even ask deeper questions. They just like brush it off. And for a few, like, it's great because I'm like, okay, nothing's wrong with me. But then it is what it is. But yeah, you have to be your biggest advocate. I don't know where I was going with this. I was just saying that yesterday, like I graduated. Oh, I was saying that I didn't think I would get to this day. And the same thing happened with me in high school. I never thought that I would graduate from high school. Not in the sense that I was failing. I was a really good student in high school, like top of my class type of good, like automatic acceptance into college. So there's a law here in Texas where you get automatic acceptance into any college of your choice as long as you're the top 10% of your class. But UT is the only college that I know of. I always heard it's the only college. I'm not exactly sure if it is the only college in Texas that is able to bypass that law. And while I was applying, you have to be top 8% of your class. And now I think they have brought it down to top 6% of your class. I was also automatically accepted into UT Austin. So I got accepted into UT Austin, automatically accepted into A&M because I was always like a really, really good student. I was in all honors, all APs. It was my mental health. I literally thought that I always had a feeling that I would die at a young age. And I don't know where this mortality mindset just came. I have always been like, oh, I'm going to die either by killing myself or something else is going to happen to me, because I had just had such, I don't know if it was just like hormones and puberty and then having to figure it out by myself, having to figure out my emotions, because I was just raised by a bunch of like old heads who have that mentality of like, you pray on it, you pray for it to go away. And it's like, okay, I can only pray for so long, I can only pray for I can keep praying and praying and praying and praying. And if nothing's changing, then I think that is my sign that I need to do something about it for myself and not continue to pray on it. Like, prayer is not always the answer. And so I always had to figure it out by myself. And when you have no experience into this world, like you literally are born not knowing anything. Like you have to learn how to walk, you have to learn how to talk, you have to learn how to use the restroom. You literally have to like discover your own body. And so when you are a child trying to figure out how to deal with these emotions and these negative thoughts, and the world around you is also just giving you like bad things back to you, and people are also saying negative things to you, it just becomes a world of negativity. And my inner monologue turned so heavily into that. And I was so depressed. And I was just like, oh no, I'm going to die before I graduate. Like, that's just that. I didn't think I would make it. And it didn't hit me that I was graduating until I was in the tunnel at NRG, like about to walk out to the graduation song. And I was like, oh my God, I'm alive. Like it was a really exciting moment, but I was not excited about graduation at all in high school. Like every time people were like, aren't you so excited you're going to graduate high school and your life is going to start? And I was like, no, because I was like, something's going to happen. Like, I'm never going to get there. And then like I got there and I was like, a random air moment. And I was like, oh my God, like so excited. I got so excited and it was so fulfilling to graduate. And then it was so scary and sad because I kind of numbed myself and I just went with whatever people kept telling me my entire life, which was like, be a vet, go to school to become a vet. Then you go to, I don't know if for veterinarians it's considered med school, but like veterinarian school, I guess. But like, go get your degree to become a vet and like just do all that. And I knew from the age of 14 that I didn't want to do that because I had the opportunity to stand in on a surgery while a veterinarian spayed a cat. And from that moment on, I was like, I'm not doing this, because I almost passed out in the room. And I very quickly realized this job is not a fun job of getting paid a lot of money to be around animals and be like, here's a pill. Bye bye, Tootsie Roll. I can't wait to see you for your next checkup. Oh, here's a shot. Doop. I'm in scrubs. I'm important. Do. And I realize it's like some very serious things that you have to do. Like literally people's animals are in your hands. And not just that, you very quickly have to become desensitized to animals in pain, because I got to see the entire process. And also this, I was standing in for a surgery at a shelter. So it was literally like a factory assembly line for spaying and neutering these animals. And they're just like next, like shaving them, prepping them, putting them under anesthetic, like watching the entire process of them literally like tying these animals down. And these animals are looking dead under this anesthesia. And I quickly realized like how much I would have to desensitize myself basically to animals in pain and like to animals suffering. And I didn't like it. I think that was the worst part. I've never been someone to faint at blood. I love watching videos of surgery. I love like Dr. Miami Snapchat. I love watching that stuff, seeing cadavers of like people posting educational videos of like using a cadaver, and a cadaver, I believe, is a body that's been donated to science. It's a dead body. Like it's a dead body nonetheless, but they all have to be donated to science, I believe. But yeah, seeing like people posting educational videos of showing all the different things on cadavers and like where they are, and all these, I love watching that. But it was such an uneasy feeling of realizing how quickly I would have to desensitize myself to something that brought me joy, which was animals. And I didn't like it, and it made me very sickly, and I wanted to pass out because I did not enjoy that at all. And so I left knowing that I would never become a vet. But I was like, oh, I'll never have to make that decision because I'm going to be dead before that time. Lo and behold, I was not. Get to college, and it was a different feeling. I knew that I wasn't going to die, but I did not. This is the first time in my life where I have a dream. Okay, MLK. It's the first time in my life that I have a dream and I want to get there, but because I've never tried my hardest and put in all my work and effort to accomplish a goal of mine, I didn't know if it was going to happen. And that's how it felt. So it was like the same feeling, but for different reasons, I guess is the only way to put it. I never thought I would get to this place where I was graduating from college. And here I am. To be fair, I came into college and, ooh, girl, them great. It was very obvious that like I had numbed myself. Depression had hit because I was like, I don't want to be here for this. I thought I would be dead by this. Why am I here? Why am I alive? What? And all of those like existential questions started happening. And so I just wasn't doing good in school. Like it wasn't, and this is so crazy to say because I didn't like finish with it. And because I didn't have grades that reflected what I'm about to say, it could be so easy to say like, oh, she's such a liar. But for people who have gone through this, I'm talking to y'all. It wasn't that the material was hard. And I'm taking chemistry, biology, math, all these math and science classes, history classes, like all these different classes. It wasn't that the material was hard. It's that my heart wasn't there. And so I didn't care enough to pass, I guess you can say. Because I would almost say it's like I didn't care enough to try. And I did try. And even like COVID happened. And I mean, they turned all assignments into open notes because they didn't know what to do. Like so many opportunities for cheating. So it was like, okay, open notes in front of you, and my notes are open. I've studied the night before, and I'm flipping through the material, like literally animal science classes, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I could not find it in me to care enough to pass. But I was like, this material is so easy. This is so much of the material that I got to learn in high school because I took so many AP classes. And those AP classes are on a different level. Those exams, I would rather take a college exam over and over and over and over than do another AP exam. Who is passing those AP exams? Either I didn't have the right resources to pass those exams. I don't know, man. I just remember all AP exams being like crazy and never ever experiencing a college exam that was that level of difficulty. So I guess I just didn't have the right preparation, because every time someone passed those AP exams, I was like, y'all are crazy. Like, y'all are seriously crazy. But yeah, it was like the material wasn't hard, but my heart wasn't there. So then I found a path that led me to philosophy. And it was crazy because I just started researching philosophers and stuff on YouTube. It was a lot of transitional moments in my life. And then I just remember thinking, man, if there was a degree in philosophy, I wish I could just study philosophy. And so then I finally made the decision to change my major. And again, it was like throwing a dart on a wall. Babes, it was like spinning the globe with my eyes closed and just like pinning the tail on the donkey. Y'all, it was like, did not do any research. So then I just went to my advisor and went, what are different majors that I can change to? I don't want anything science heavy. I just want something different. What can I do? And so I was just like, just read them off to me. She starts to list them off and she said philosophy. And I went, that's it. That's the one. Like, no questions asked. I just knew in my heart of hearts, that's where I needed to be. And I got a philosophy degree. And I officially have a bachelor's in philosophy. Girl, what the hell? Like, literally, why did I do it that way? That was not an effective method for choosing a major. I'm just happy it led me to the right path. And that is when I started following my dreams. That's when I decided to start a podcast, have an online presence. I've always wanted one. And so now I'm doing all these things that I've always wanted to do, and no longer like hiding my desires from myself and other people, and actually living them out. And it was like, oh, but how do I get there? Now I want to major in philosophy. Now I want a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But how do I get there? Well, how will it ever happen? And then it all happened. And now I'm here. And now the next thing that I need to accomplish is being signed to Dear Media. Oh, we did not talk about why I'm in this outfit. Basically, graduation was yesterday. Party was yesterday. It is currently 2:37 a.m. and I'm tired, and I woke up with my period this morning. So I spent a day in bed. Also, was so tired that I didn't even finish my laundry. I did my laundry and threw it all on the bed. And then I went, I need to do my laundry for me to start filming videos. And then went, absolutely not. It's my podcast. So there's my laundry. There's Ariana Grande with the bonnet on her head, my bonnet on her head. And this is what I felt like wearing. I wanted to be in a hoodie. I put on shades because my face looks a mess because I'm breaking out from hormonal acne. Oh my gosh. I also rhinestoned my mics with purple rhinestones, and I got purple pop covers with purple cords because, again, it's not necessarily rebranding, but more upgrading this podcast. Now that the ad money has been flowing, girl, and by flowing, I mean, I still have yet to get $100 check. This is months of checks all combined together and saving and budgeting. I'm waiting for the day that I finally get like $100 in 1 month. That will be phenomenal. But yeah, so we graduated. Now, here's my opportunity for Dear Media. On top of this crazy semester, your girl went to Austin to go see Dear Media IRL. I was getting all the commercials on podcasts. What I thought this event was everyone from Dear Media, because all the top execs were there, the CEOs were there, the president of Dear Media was there. A lot of their podcasters who they have signed were there. And so I thought this event was learn more about Dear Media. learn about all the wellness and beauty podcasters that we have, learn about them, learn about their career in podcasting. There was a segment on business. I thought it was like learning about the business of podcasting. I thought this was all things podcasting because Dear Media was putting this on, and this was not an event for like being put on by a specific one podcaster. So I didn't think this was a podcast live show. So I bought a $283 ticket and I went by myself, showed up, and realized this is an event that you go to with friends because this is a podcast live show. And I showed up by myself. And I was very proud that I did, because it let me know for any brand events that happen that I can't have a +1 to as I grow my career as an influencer, as a podcaster. I can go by myself very bravely and make friends there. But dog, I was like, oh, this is weird. Because everything that I wanted to do there, now realizing, like, I literally had my resume in hand, because I literally said, I'm going to meet all the top execs at Dear Media, and I want Distract Me Please to be signed to Dear Media so badly. But even if I just get a secretary desk job at Dear Media, I will take it because they are my dream company. I walked with resumes in hand. I had a notepad to take notes, only to find out this was a podcast live show. So then I went to the open bar and started having drinks, and I enjoyed myself and had all the free goodies, and I was running around, and it was great. I mean, the drinks and stuff wasn't necessarily free. It was like a part of the ticket price. But yeah, it was open bar. They were giving snacks all day. Their lunch was paid for. Lunch was included. Breakfast was included. Like, everything was included. It was great. I will definitely go again, because it literally felt like a brand event that like brands send influencers out to. And so I would 1000% do it again. And I got to meet the CEOs of Dear Media, Lauren and Michael Bostic. They are... I thought they would be like such scary, intense people, because they are both very, very good looking people who have built careers, who have started from a podcast to then build Dear Media as a like podcasting network company. I thought these would be very intense, scary people to talk to. I cannot explain the niceness of these people. I cannot exaggerate how genuine, and I'm literally going to pass out talking about it. I cannot explain how genuine and kind and funny they are. And just, I'm going to fangirl again. I went there wanting to meet them, not as a fan of their podcast, but as a fan of the career that they have built for themselves. I don't want to have my own podcasting network. I just want to be signed to their podcasting network, to have the stepping stones to grow my podcast into a full-time business, and then take this podcast and be able to do other business adventures that I want to. Like, I want to be here as a full content creator and just moving and creating content in this world. That's all I want to do. And just watch businesses grow. But like, you know, finding a way to be a mini entrepreneur without having to be a full-blooded entrepreneur. I'm going to have to be a full entrepreneur and CEO one day, and it's going to be fun. But I went there as a fan of the business, not a fan of their podcast. Like, I could literally cry. So I got to meet them, and they were having such long conversations with people. Like, I don't think this was supposed to be a moment of like it was not on the schedule ever to be like, go meet the CEOs of Dear Media. But at the end of the event, when everything happened, they came out and they allowed people to come and take pictures with them and meet them and talk to them. And they were having full in-depth conversations with people. Like, they were not really putting a time limit on people until literally the venue people I saw them too. They started walking up to them and like telling them like, it's time to go, girl. And so that's when they literally had to be like, speed it up. All right, rapid fire pictures. Let's go. So sadly, I was at the back of the line, like far back in the line, to the point where by the time it was like speeded up rapid fire pictures, that's when it was like I got to go take pictures with them. And even then, they still, like, I walked up and Michael still was like, hi, Michael Bostic, nice to meet you. And I was like, Brianna, nice to meet you. I literally turned to them and I was like, guys, I love Dear Media so much. Like, I'm such a huge fan. And they were so thankful that I was there. And then Lauren, because while she was on stage, she was a mediator for one of the panels. I think it was the wellness panel. We kept making eye contact. And I was like, oh my God, is she looking at me? Does she know I have a podcast that I want her to sign? Like So then I was like, Brianna, stop being narcissistic. Like, you and your narcissist tendencies. Like, girl, she ain't even looking at you. She don't care about you. I was front row, but let me just slide that in real quick. I was front row. I was sitting up there. And so I was just like, whatever. And when I finally got to talk to them in line, she was like, oh my gosh, I kept making eye contact with you on stage. I kept staring at you. I was like, oh my gosh, I saw that. But like, I didn't think much of it. I thought you were just like glancing over. She was like, girl, I was staring at your lipstick. And I kept getting complimented on my lipstick and makeup look. I will throw in all the pictures, all the videos and everything. Don't worry about it. Only in the video portion. So if you're an audio listener, go over to Spotify to check out the video, because right now the video is only on Spotify. One day, maybe she'll be brave enough to post it on YouTube. But then it's too easily accessible for my family and love. I have a bachelor's degree in philosophy. Like, what am I scared of? This might be the start of posting my podcast episodes on YouTube. So, hey, YouTube. Hey, girl. This might be my first YouTube video. Actually, it would not be my first YouTube video, but nope, it would not be it will be my first video podcast on YouTube. Because I have posted a podcast episode on YouTube before, but then I just like stopped caring about it. Oh, I'm realizing I'm going to have to update my cover art, because on my cover art, I have the word college written on it. Actually, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it, because I did go to college and I finished college, and college was great. So college also made me so depressed and stressed that I got nosebleeds for the first time in my life. Hey, I finally got nosebleeds from stress. That was so fun. I thought I would go. I always wanted a nosebleed because I've been around people who have chronic nosebleeds, and I've always wanted to know what that felt like. And then I started getting nosebleeds, and like I would literally just be like, huh, what's that? Oh, that's blood. Oh, I'm bleeding. Oh, and it's not stopping. And it was never like gushing blood. It was always like slight little trickles. Like, I would just have to sit there and just like blow up my nose until it stopped, and it would stop in a few seconds. It was nothing crazy. But yeah, I got so stressed in college that I got nosebleeds, high blood pressure, all of it. You name it, I had it. Not really. I do have a mole that my dermatologist did say, hey, that isn't melanoma yet. And I was like, oh, okay. I also got pityriasis rosacea, a viral skin infection. Hey, skin infections can be viral. And literally my doctor was like, go home. There's nothing we can do for you. This is a virus. Have fun. It's going to get really itchy, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. And you will continue to break out in these hive-looking things, these discolored hive-looking things. It doesn't typically go across the face for some reason. It always avoids the face. And I went, oh, thank God, my moneymaker. And the only remedy is to lay out in the sun, because for some reason that shortens it. Have fun. I did go home, make myself a margarita, and lay by the pool. Actually, by this time, I didn't learn that I was a tequila girly yet, so it was probably like a vodka crayon laid out by the pool, and got pretty drunk. I'm not going to lie. I got pretty drunk. I actually was out there like, woo, okay. Had a little tan on, and it did shorten it, and it was great. So if you have pityriasis rosacea, make a margarita, go out by the pool. I love tequila. That's that. Anyways, but yeah, like, what are we talking about? But yeah, she was like, I love your lipstick. I kept getting compliments on my lipstick this entire event. It was just so amazing. And so I took my pictures and I went about my day. So this is my I'm literally going to clip this for TikTok, This is my formal application to Dear Media. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Michael. Mwah. Love you. I don't think y'all do the hiring process. I highly doubt that y'all do the hiring process. Y'all probably just keep the day-to-day like business running, but hire me for Dear Media. Hi, it would literally be my dream to be signed to Dear Media. Like, Distract Me Please is here, and Distract Me Please is available for you. That's that on that. I have nothing else to add to that. Like, literally, girl, this is just my video resume. I there's nothing else. There's nothing else. There's nothing else to say here. I did just graduate. I have a bachelor's in philosophy. What does that mean to you in podcasting? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing, but it's another thing to add on the resume. So please hire me. Here's my Aggie ring. La cucaracha, la cucaracha. Na-na-na-na-na-na. Anyways, all this to say, I was in Austin May 2nd to May 5th, and I graduated May 9th. I enjoyed it. I got such a nice little goodie bag. I received my favorite hat that says "Shut Up, I'm Talking," because as a podcaster, yes, shut up, I'm talking. Like, if you are talking during this podcast episode right now, shut the hell up. Hey, shut up. Hey, I'm talking. I'm talking here. I can't do accents. I'm really bad at accents. I'm going to stop doing accents. I'm going to stick to singing. He didn't say I couldn't sing. Where in the world is Superwoman today? It's 3 a.m. in College Station, and I fly out to Boston soon. I do fly out to Boston soon for someone else's graduation. It's just graduation season. Celebrate good times. Come on. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. I have so many books. I got a new bookshelf. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is a small camera, so I can like pick it up and show y'all that I have a new bookshelf. I have books. I have books on the wall. Guys, I am so delusional and so crazy that I actually think I'm going to finish up this podcast soon. I'm sorry, this is like a shorter one, but I literally don't think I can podcast for an hour like I typically do. Because your girl is tired. I still have to put up laundry back there. Dude, it is so hard trying to figure out which way to go to show y'all these things. Not to mention, the battery on this camera is actually dying. These batteries are not long lasting. No wonder why this camera came with 2. Don't ask me what camera I'm using. I will just link it all in the Amazon storefront link. I want to create an Amazon storefront, not to become like a buy my stuff, like use my link to buy things, make me money, make me a commission. No, because I actually just want to use it to, one, post my podcast equipment and everything I use to podcast because I've bought it all from Amazon. And 2, I actually want to use it mainly to post all of my favorite books. So that way, every time I talk about books on here, that y'all can buy them. I'm currently reading, it's actually here on my Kindle. I recently finished Powerless. I saw Lauren Roberts in Austin, and I got her to sign my copy of Powerless, and I got her to sign a copy of Powerful for me, but I'm selling the copy of Powerful not because I read it and I hate it, but because I just graduated with a bachelor's in philosophy. I am a broke college student. No tengo dinero. And because of that, I need money. And those books will make me a great profit. So I'm not selling my signed copy of Powerless. I really do love the series. I've just decided I'm going to sell off Powerful. And then I'm going to get it on my Kindle. And then after holding the Powerful copy, I actually hated that it was small because they didn't line up next to each other the way I wanted it to. But after seeing it on my bookshelf for a while, I actually really do like it. And I think I actually might buy my own physical copy later. Because the whole thing was I was going to sell it and then read it on my Kindle because I didn't like the size difference, especially because it's a series. But I do, now that I have an actual bookshelf, I love the look of a bookshelf that doesn't have books perfectly aligned and they're all different shapes and colors and sizes. I don't want pristine and perfect. I just want them lined up nicely and orderly, but I want the size difference. I want the color difference. I want everything. I don't want the what's it called? I don't want the I don't know what it's called. I don't I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. Um I forgot what it's called. The genre. I do not want the genres to like all be like fiction, sci-fi, this and that, because all I have is like romance, a few romance books, a whole lot of fantasy books, and a very like one poetry book, actually two poetry books, and then like what is that? One, two, three. Hold on. One, two, three, four. Four self-helps and one memoir. I'm glad my mom died. That was such a good book. But I'm currently reading the Mindfuck series per Lainey's recommendation because I wanted a short, smutty romance book because I was reading a lot of fantasy books. I'm currently in the middle of reading the Halfling Saga by Melissa Blair. It's the A Broken Blade, A Shadow Crown, and then I have to read A Vicious Game next because the fourth book, I forgot what it's called. She released the cover and the name. I just realized the cover and the name spoils something, but I don't know in what way. I don't want to spoil it for y'all, but I just put because I remember I kept saying like, why are her eyes that color? Why are her eyes that color? Who is this? Whose goddamn white baby is this? It was the cover of the girl's eyes on the book, and I was like, why do her eyes look like that? I just realized in A Shadow Crown, they cover that. So in A Vicious Game, I'm gonna learn why her eye color changes. Interesting. But yeah, so I'm reading it on my Kindle. This is my Kindle that you can finally. Why is my mic wet? No. Okay, well my camera just died. My camera just died. It's okay because you saw the clip of the Kindle. Yeah, my camera just died. So we're going to wrap this up since the cameras are dying and shit. But yeah, I'm reading the Mindfuck series per Lainey's recommendation. And so far, like, it's been a really good book. I'm only, how many pages in? I'm only 20% in. I have 2 hours and 41 minutes left of the book. It's like 100 pages per book, and I'm on page 30. And basically, this book, I just wanted something short and romance and smutty because I have been reading a lot of fantasy because I read Powerless and then I instantly went into A Shadow Crown. Before Powerless, did I finish Icebreaker? No, I didn't finish Icebreaker before Powerless, but I was just reading a lot of fantasy books and I just wanted something smutty. I want romance. And so I think after I finish the first book of the Mindfuck series, I think I'm going to read Wildfire next because I loved Icebreaker so much. So I think I'm going to read Wildfire next. And then after that, then I'm going to go ahead and read A Vicious Game and hop back into my fantasy. And then after that, I think I'm going to pick from my TBR jar, or I'm going to figure it out and keep reading. But I really do want to get through my physical TBR because I have a bunch of books that I want to read so badly. I have 76 books. I have 76 physical books. It takes 1,000 books to make a library, and I have 76. My collection has grown a bit. I have books that I want to do rereads of, like Looking for Alaska. I kind of want to reread My Mom Died. I'm Glad My Mom Died, but I think I'm just going to do it as the Audible book. I want to read the Ugly series by Scott Westerfield. love that book in middle school. So I want to reread it. But yeah, I have a lot of books that I want to reread. I have a lot of books that I want to read. So yeah, I just want to fly through all these books. I'm now getting a headache from how tired I am, I think. So it's time for me to clock out. My upstairs neighbors is making a lot of noise, and that's starting to make me anxious. Um, I can't explain it. I'm just getting a little anxious. Oh, that's why I was playing with this fidget toy, but I'm trying not to play with it too much because it is kind of a loud fidget toy. But yeah, that's going to end that, and that's going to conclude that. I will tell y'all how my professor tried to clock me with plagiarism 2 days before I falsely, thank God he was so nice and understanding about it. But it was really frustrating as I was like, I'm literally about to walk the stage in 2 days. And this is what I'm being hit with. It was so frustrating and annoying, but all this to say, you could probably figure this out by the next thing I'm going to say. If you're a college student and you're using Grammarly, be careful. And to the creators of Grammarly, thank you so much for your help and everything. But that AI feature that y'all have added to Grammarly is getting a lot of college students in trouble. And it's really frustrating because Grammarly has always been the place to go to help you with writing in college. And now it's something that can get you in trouble. And it's really obnoxious. So that's all I have to say on that. But yeah. But shout out to Grammarly, because Grammarly really did get me through my degree, because my degree was mainly writing and stuff, and Grammarly was the reason that I wasn't making like stupid errors and stuff. So that's all for now. I have a headache. I need to go put up my laundry so I can lie in bed and read more chapters. I should probably knock out, so I also think I'm going to take a magnesium pill. XOXO, go piss girl.